Hey guys, I'm Craig Lawrence. I put the guy in FightGuy Photography. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the photographer and owner for FightGuy Photography. I here with you guys in like a semi-live way. I lost a bet with a friend of mine. Losing that bet, it came down to me having to do this, where I'm going to talk directly to you guys. We're going to do a bit of a live edit here, live. I'm going to record this all in one go as best I can. I'm not going to live stream it because I have to protect other clients and things that might pop up on the screen as we're doing this process. But this is going to be edited for you, but I'm recording it live. There's no script here. There's no whatever, as I'm sure you've noticed. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use Flick River to pick any shoot randomly from the last few years. Then we'll go to my Lightroom catalog, find that shoot, and I'll pick a photo that I starred from that shoot but didn't edit. And I'll edit it for you guys live here in the screen grab, recording all of that. Um, Give you guys a little insight into my process, do a little bit of live stream, hopefully. Not going to interrupt my cats too much. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully I'll be able to do a picture in picture so you can see me and see what I'm doing at the same time, but maybe not. It might just be a screen capture with me narrating. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so hope you guys are here for the here for the ride. Hope this is at least somewhat insightful and amusing. Any comments for me on how to do this better in the future, please drop them below. This is all pretty new to me. So let's give it a shot, right? Here we go. Okay, here we go. Fresh web page. Click river.com to get a new random photo. Click River logged in. FightGuy Photography. Here's our newest photo. Great shot of my friend Marty. If you haven't checked out our Pantheon series, we now have 7 characters done, and I want to say 9 shoots. Yeah. I know we did 2 versions of Loki and 2 versions of Hera. Both amazing shoots. Let's hit random and get us a photo from the last couple years. Great shot of our friend Kristen from Sucker Punch 2. Abby from the Red Dress series, Sucker Punch 1, Sucker Punch 1. These are all great shoots from way back in the day, but they are from way back in the day. Boy, random is a very strange word for this program, because these are all lovely photos, but from way back when. Looking for like... Okay, let's try this from the top. Random one more time. Great shot of Gabby from our trip to Chicago. Lauren from a few years ago. Jillian from a few years ago. If you follow me at all, you've seen shots from this shoot. This is a really good shoot. Okay, let's go with this one. I've got a lot of photos from this shoot, but I know what I'll get with this, so we'll check out our friend Luna in the red pirate outfit. Let me switch over to Lightroom. Are we recording now? Okay, Lightroom 2022. Studio. Great shots of Scruggs prepping the lights with me. So we changed the filters. Flagged photos, ones that we liked. Starred photos, ones that we really liked. Then we'll scroll down till we get to some pirate stuff. And I'll pick from these images something that I haven't edited yet. This one's great, I've worked on it. This one's great, I've worked on it. Well, I've worked on its twin, I guess. Luna's been working with us for a few years now. She's an amazing model. I love her tattoos. She's got great presence. Super fun to shoot with. The problem with this shoot is that I've done so many of these. They look great, but like I've worked through so many of them. Let's work on this one. I like this one, right? This is a good shot. So here's my shortcut. Once I start a new set, I look through and I go to one photo. I pull one photo that I really like, and I edit it very carefully, very detail-wise. So I'll show you. We go here. We go to our develop module. Here we have all the sliders. We have control over everything, right? And I have all my presets here. Some of them I bought, some of them I've saved from work I've done before. Big bold colors one I bought. Maryland Ren Fair is my standard editing for all my Ren Fair photos. Skittles I bought, Universal Soldier I bought. Some of these are from Furno's Photo. He makes great presets, but some of them I just saved or I bought from someone that I adjusted to my needs. Some of them get really weird. Like, this one's kind of odd. Yeah, I don't know what I would use this for. But a lot of them are very cool. It's a great way to like get a head start on what you're doing. Like, hey, I know I'm in this ballpark for what I want, so I want something, you know, fun and colorful. Like, I'll go here to wild style. Boom, there I'm halfway there. Oh, I want a blue tone. Great, there it is. There's my blue tone. I don't want any of that right now. So what I'll do is, for this, go back to the grid, pick the photo nearest to it. So this photo has similar light, similar focal range, similar setup. Snag the settings on that, copy them, go to the photo I want to work on, paste, yeah, and I get in the ballpark. Then from here, go back to develop, and I just tweak the settings a little bit. This is a little dark, a little muddy for me, so let's bring the exposure up a little bit. I can even go up here, tweak the blacks there. We get a much cleaner image. You just massage a little bit, because every photo you take, even if your camera settings are the same, even if the lights haven't changed, the model's going to move. You know, I'm going to step in a little, I'm going to step out a little bit. The zoom's going to be a little different. The pose is going to reflect light differently. So every photo takes a little tweaking, even if it's, I shouldn't say that, almost every photo takes a little tweaking, because some of them are like identical neighbors and you just go bup bup and you're done. But every photo I like to put a little hand on. I like to play with the sliders a little bit and see what I can draw out. The copy pasted images settings already gave me the red boost that I'm looking for. It gave me the contrast I'm looking for. There's this hot spot on her hand. That's a bit eye-catchy. So we'll bring down the highlights a little bit. Make that normal. I think I have to mess with that in Photoshop. Let's see what a brush does. In Lightroom, you can apply adjustments globally to the whole photo all at once, or you can pull out a brush, or you can select the subject. You can select a mask that will let you adjust just a specific part of it. So for this brush, we'll have the highlights come down, and we'll just paint on right here. See how that looks. It's not bad. It's a little contrast. You want to get the edge of her hand here. That's too much. Take that out. It's a little much, so let's ease back. Her hand is still pretty bright, but it's not pow for us. That looks pretty good. I don't need to mess with it too much. The finer details will happen later in Photoshop. So that's pretty close to good. One of the things I don't like about the new Lightroom layout, all these masks, all these brush things they added in are great, but the close button, the I'm done with this brush button, is way down there. So you've got you've always got to go over here and click and drag and close. There's probably a keyboard shortcut for it. I don't remember looking it up, so I will have to check it again. A little tighter crop maybe. Pull that in there. Yeah, because we got this dead space next to her. And we draw in a little more. Tighter crops, a little intense. I like it. Let's keep it. On that check. That's not bad at all, actually. I like the drama that creates. Close that. I always double check to make sure these are checked. Chromatic aberration every time. Profile correction some of the time. Every lens has its own quirks, and profile correction will fix that for you. Sometimes it's not an improvement, but I always want to take a look at it. Check my sharpness is good. Yeah. Okay. So this is where we are. We're going to export this to Photoshop. High-res to Photoshop. Photoshop should open right here. Ta-da! Photoshop. So now we're in Photoshop, and I have my gamepad here. If you guys do a lot of computer work and you don't have one of these gamepads, you should get one. It changed the game for me. I linked every button on the gamepad to a different shortcut in Lightroom and Photoshop, and there's different profiles you can set on the gamepad. So right now it's set for Photoshop, so make sure over there. So new layer. Always start with a fresh layer. That way you can contrast and compare. You can mess with just like the original because this is an exported file. It's a new file, but I have to create a new layer right there. So that way when I'm messing with it, if I go, how does that compare to the original? All I have to do is change the visibility on the new layer and I can see the one under it. I'll do that again in a minute so you guys can see more stuff. Where do we start first? I go up here to my filters, Anthropic's Portrait Pro. It's a great plugin. I've been using it since like version 12 or 13 maybe. It's gotten better and better over the year. Mostly a couple things get tweaky, but it's a great way to work on portraits very quickly. You can do a lot with it with just a few sliders. It does a lot of the work for you, and you just kind of adjust as it goes. View before and after. It's very heavily gendered, which doesn't have to be, but it is. So Luna is in fact a lady, so we'll start there. This is what it gives us. This is its decisions about the shoot. We compare it to the original. It changed the color, it moved her face around a little bit, and it really brightened up everything under the brim of the hat. I like the brightness. I'm not crazy about the coloring, but let's start at the top. Roll through things one by one. The face shape, I don't like messing with people's faces too much. I'm going to bring that back. I am going to see how this looks. What's it? Oh, okay, because it's messing with the eye patch too. Don't need plump lips. Don't need nose correction. Lens correct is an important one because that's actually like the camera doing stuff. Head forward. Bit of a sucking on a Jolly Rancher face when you do that. It does this. I never use this. I don't like this exists, but I'll show it to you. You can change the person's expression. I've played with it a couple times. It never looks right because it messes you with your mouth, and your mouth doesn't match your eyes when you do that. It doesn't look right. You get kind of like a weird, like, something's weird about this photo. But I'll have to give you guys a quick look. So, smile, everybody. Don't smile. Smile. Don't smile. It's not great. And you can see how it like mooshes everything else around. It changes the shape of the eye patch, moves her hair. It's a cute idea, and I'm sure it's useful for people that do like family portraits and stuff. You want the kids to smile a little more. You've got a group of people, and this one person just kind of went at the last second. We can fix it here. I don't use it, but it's kind of a fun tool. Yeah, so double check that. A little lens correction, a little drawing the head forward. That's not bad. Skin smoothing, we check the skin mask. Again, it does a lot of this work for me. Now you got to cut back. It thinks that's skin, it's not. Take the eyebrow out, take the reflection on the hat out. It has her décolletage, and it has the back of her hand really good. Great, okay. Skin smoothing is usually fine. I don't mess with it too much. Yep. And then lighting and coloring. It will mess with the light for you. I will scoot this way over to the side because there should be some shadowing here from the hat, but there is a light source way off on this side beyond her hand, so catching it here on the side of the face is good. This helps me maximize that. Scroll down a little bit. Skin color, I'm going to take that off entirely. It does brighten things, but it gives kind of a greenish vibe. Yeah, I'll go a little brighter when I go back to regular light Photoshop. I'm just not crazy about that. The eye tool is really useful. I'm going to take it off for that eye because of the patch. You want to brighten up people's eyes when you do portraits like this. You always do. Like, the human eye is such an interesting point to any photo, any like visual image of a face. The eyes almost always capture the soul. They're all of the poetry about them is totally accurate. I like to brighten them up. I like to increase the color of the iris a little bit. It just makes the image pop a little more. It's tricky. You can't do too much. A lot of times when you're playing with these sliders, you'll try to whiten the eye, and like 51% will be great, and then 55% will be too much. Yeah. Did it not select the eye correctly? Let's look at the before and after. It did not select the eye correctly. It does this sometimes. So scooch that over there and take this shape of the eye a little bigger. Usually I fix these, but I was narrating and I forgot to. It's not super important that these are perfect, but they've got to be ballparky. Otherwise, it's changing things. It thinks the eye is way over here, way over there. Okay. Fix that. Get a little more of the chin and the jawline in there. Yeah, easy fix. Okay, so now you see that I've centered the eye properly. Now the brightened iris and the whitened eyes pop a little more. That's, again, we get like the nuclear superhero look here. If that's what you're going for, great. But since we're doing it with a slightly more natural look, bring that way down so it just brings the eye color out a little more. She's beautiful eyes. I love the gold tones that we catch here. Very nice. Close that. I don't mess with makeup. Mouth and nose stuff, it's not really super important. Hair I will mess with on occasion. I like, again, the same thing about with the eye color. If the hair color can really pop off the page, that's great. It doesn't usually take a lot. You just bring the levels up a little bit of fill. Now, with vibrance and saturation, you got to be careful. It almost always goes red right away. Yeah, she's getting very strawberry blonde here. And while Luna has been a redhead for us, like, this is very strawberry. So let's just leave a little bit of pop there. And a little bit of pop there. That looks good. For this series, I have been giving her red highlights in some of these, depending on if it looks right. It's not a huge difference there. It's actually... What are we doing here? Okay, yeah. So I'll leave those in, but I will check the hair mask. Okay, yeah. It's not great with hats, especially hats with feathers in them. So since we don't want to change the colors of the feathers, we don't want to change the color of the hat, we just erase that mask layer, give the program a cleaner look at what we're talking about when we say the hair. Otherwise, you notice it did a great job finding her hair. It just didn't know that she was wearing a hat that had feathers on it. Cool, we're good there. I missed a spot. Don't need this jacket section. Given that it's a female face, it's anticipating that there's going to be hair here and hair coming onto the shoulders. It's just doing its best guess. And that's what I'm here for, to help it get back on track. Cool. So we're good. So I'll zoom out. I'll show you the whole photo. That's where we are. A little before and after. Yeah. The sharpness is different. The hair color pops a little bit. The eye color pops a little bit. We've evened out the skin tones a little bit more. What I said about this brightness at the back of the hand is a little better. All good stuff. Yeah. So we leave the plugin. Leaving Portrait Pro, going back to regular Photoshop. Boom, Photoshop. As I said when we were picking this photo, there's not a ton I have to do to it, but let's go on this journey. You know, you guys put in the quarter, let's listen to the whole song. I'm going to clean up with the brush here, take out some of the little bits and bobs on the hat. See if there's anything here. Luna has fantastic skin, so there's no spot check to worry about. Jacket looks good. Necklace looks good. Yeah. I think this is a reflection off the leather, but let's just see what happens when we brush that away. There, that's much nicer. Nice clean hat, looking like good leather. If anybody wants a hat like this, we got it from the Blonde Swan on Etsy. I will put a link in the description. Very nice lady, makes very pretty hats. We ran into her at AwesomeCon one year, and we really liked her work, so I kept my eye on her Etsy page, and I bought the hat for my wonderful wife, Abby, as a birthday present, I think. Birthday or Christmas. Anyway, it's a great hat, and we borrowed it for the shoot, along with borrowing this wonderful bolero from our friends at Trove Costumes. The bodice came from Trove, and the eye patch I purchased on Amazon. And could you ask for more perfect matching? These things all don't go together, but the red here, the red here, the red here, the red here, it's all perfect. You know, like, it all looks great. It's like we planned it. Couldn't have asked for more. I'm stalling for a minute here because I'm actually thinking, like, is there anything else I have to do other than my finishing touches? Not really. Like, there's not enough to this photo to really go like, oh, I should fix this, oh, I should fix that. I'm going to do a little extra here. I wouldn't normally mess with this, but I want to show you guys what I do. That was the deal. I'm making this bet. So you see how this is the liquefy brush. It used to be called the warp brush, but we've gotten more specific about what those terms mean. So this brush, you just move stuff around with it. You can moosh things and change things and drag things up and down. This is the brush that people fear when it comes to like body shaping. They're like, oh no, you made her look so much thinner with the warp brush. Yeah, the liquefy tool will do that to you. And I gotta reset it because I mess with it so much. That's what it does. That's what it's for. I don't believe in body shaping a lot in photos, but there is such a thing as perspective that photos give you that real life doesn't. So sometimes a person will turn a funny way, or they'll reach for something, or they'll create a shape with their body that actually in a two-dimensional image tells a lie about how they're shaped. So we go back and we correct those. Or like if someone's wearing a fancy dress and they like turn a little bit and the dress folds from their body turning, that's not their body creating that shape, that's the fabric doing what it does. So in this case, as she brings her arm up, the sleeve is bunching a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just even that out just a hair. Again, if I wasn't live streaming this, I probably wouldn't worry about it too much, but I'm bringing the sleeve in just a little bit to get a cleaner line here since we're framing her with her arm. From here I could also, if I really wanted to, again, just showing you my tricks, putting all my cards on the table because I lost a bet. Okay. Show preview. Backdrop. So, okay, there's where we were, there's where we are. I can click my freeze mask. The show mask checkbox preventing the preview from showing mask changes. Where is the show mask checkbox? This one. Show mask. Oh, it was unchecked. Okay, got it. So what I do is I do this. I draw on the arm because I don't want her hand to change and I don't want her face to change. Yeah. So I freeze with this particular brush the things that I want to leave alone. If I wanted to make her hair bigger, I don't have to do this, but if I wanted to, and I've done this sometimes, just to create a more dramatic look, you go back to your warp tool and you can draw out everything that you didn't freeze. Yeah, if I want her hair to look a little longer, I just draw that out a little bit. And this way I can do that without messing with her hand or messing with her face. If this freeze mask wasn't here, her cheekbone would have been pulled out, her arm would have been mooshed in, it wouldn't look great. This isn't my best job, but you know what I'm saying. Like we can do this here, make the feather look a little bolder, a little bigger. And you just drag it a little bit. You want to drag it in the direction it's already going, so it doesn't create like a ripple look. But now it's all bigger and bolder. So we hide the mask, and I'll show you before and after here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so we're seeing both at the same time, which is why it looks blurry. So we've got the feather drawn out, we got the hair boldened, and we've got the sleeve corrected. Yeah. I don't like what I did with the hair, so I go back to the reconstruct tool, and I use that to brush it back into place. This just undoes whatever we did with the warp brush. I'll make that a little bigger. Da, da, da. And this just puts the hair back where it started. Ta-da. So now, show backdrop, only the sleeve and the feather are jumping around. I gotta say the bolder feather does look pretty cool. Let's keep that. Yeah, and there we have it. So this is honestly pretty done. Like this is as much as I would need to do on this photo. There's a lot of advantages here. The outfit fits her perfectly. She's a beautiful woman to begin with. There's not a lot to change about this. Like Emma looks great. She's one of the reasons we love working with her is because she's so easy to take photos of. The camera loves her. Such a cliche. I can't believe I said that out loud. But you know what I'm saying? Like we take a photo of her with very little direction, with very little special lighting, very little work, and it looks awesome. So yeah, so at this point, once I've made the changes I want to make, which aren't a lot, let's flip to the original, and now, yeah, so the sleeve, some of the lighting and coloring, we got the feathers, and we got the spots on the hat that just got cleaned up. Yeah. Hair color pops a little more, there's a little more red in it, like I said. That slider always takes it to red, but you know what? Red outfit, strawberry blonde hair, looks great, love it. Yeah. there we go, before and after. Yeah. So now I go through my last looks things. I create a new layer for levels, and I just scooch things around a little bit, and I double check my work here. You know, if I slide this midtones back, does this look better, worse, the same? You know, we're all at the eye doctor right now. Better, worse, the same? It's fine. It's actually totally fine where it was in the middle. I just check all 3 sliders. I move them back and forth a bit, and I just make sure that I don't, after doing all these changes, think, actually, it looks better like that. And I'm just thinking that right now. If I move the highlight slider a little bit, this does look a little better. Because I fixed the problem with the back of the hand, and we played with the lighting earlier. Giving myself a little more here, I think, is a better pop. Yeah, so here versus here, that looks pretty good. Double checking my work. Double checking my work. No. That was not a good call. Yep, I took that away. So we have the levels layer, our first layer, and our original layer. Saturation looks good. Pick our play layer. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go to Smart Sharpen. Sharpening is something that professionals do all the time to their photos. Most cameras will do it automatically. If you're shooting in JPEG, the camera will sharpen it for you, which is one of the reasons why your phone photos and your generic camera photos look great. It's because the camera is doing a lot of the work for you. Smart Sharpen is just a fancy way to do it in Photoshop. Sorry, I stopped there for a minute because I suddenly realized the red here and the red here look very different. I'm going all out for you guys. I wouldn't mess with this as much. I wouldn't look this closely. But because I'm live streaming this, I'm going to make sure it's done right. So let's create a new layer. Bring the saturation up. This is going to make everything look really wonky for a minute. Oops, I didn't catch the thing. She's going to look super yellow, and everything's going to look super duper red just for a second. Let's see if I can find a good place for that. So I'm trying to make this side, which is a bit duller red. It's further away from our key light, that's why. And then this red, which was bolder and brighter, I would like to make them match a little more. Right now, the whole photo is kind of, whoa, too much. I'll fix that in a sec. Go to my mask layer here, grab a brush. Brush is black, opacity is at 100, make it really big, and just take it away from where I don't want it. Her face was fine before, color-wise. This was fine before. This whole side of her body looked great. Skin tone here goes back to normal. So I've taken it away everywhere I don't want that saturation change. Yeah. Let me hide this, make sure I got that corner. Yeah. So now, the layer only exists here now. So this has boosted saturation, this side of her body, that side of the jacket. Take it away, you see it drops off, comes back, drops off, comes back. That looks better to me. The tone is a touch orange. I'm being so particular. It's because I care about you guys. Let's go to reds. See if we make it a little less orange. Oh. And now it's getting pink. Oh, I've gone too far. Half of this game is have I gone too far. It's orange and green. Let's take it back that way. It's getting pinky purple. Yeah, just a little adjust. It really doesn't take much. I just want the red to match that red. It's probably a better way to do this. I know there's a color matching tool, but again, I'm a slider guy. I like to just see where I end up because I'm not shooting to a particular aesthetic other than mine. I would rather go, let's see what I like. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So, saturation brought up on that side. Brought the levels up there. There's our changes there. Quick before and after for you guys. Yeah, we're in a good place. I've already sharpened this, which is usually one of my last steps. So it's nice and crisp. Go here, get my watermark. Just like always open in Photoshop. If Photoshop's open, my watermark is probably open. Draw that out. Move me out of the way. Oh, that's good. I'm glad I looked at that. Would have been putting that way up in the corner. And just pick a way for this to look nice. Let me invert that. Switch it from black to white. Find a nice soft look. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe a little smaller. I do want people to see it. It's very important that people know this is my work because that's how people find me and like watching what I do on the internet. That's not bad. I can try a little more. You know, I don't want my watermark to be intrusive, but I do believe in artists signing their work. I do that thing I'm not supposed to do to my knee. Tuck my foot under me. Because I have the ADHD needing to adjust how you sit every few minutes. Yeah, so here we are. That's the finished photo. I didn't pick a photo that needed a ton of work. And for that, I am not at all sorry. Because this looks great. I am glad I worked on this photo. I really am, but I'll do another one of these. Yeah, I'll do another one of these at some point soon. And we'll pick a photo that's going to require a little heavier Photoshop to it. Again, this is my friend Luna. She's a great model. You can find her on Instagram at LunaLoverly. And the jacket and bodice were loaned to us by our folks at Trove Costumes. They are made by a company called Shrine of Hollywood. Wonderful company. We have some of their products. We're looking to buy some more of their products. They make beautiful, beautiful clothing. The hat is from the Blonde Swan. All of these links will be below this video in the description, so you can check it all out. If you like one of these, say something. Give this video a like. I can do more of these. It's just a question of knowing that people watch them, knowing that you guys think this is cool. Taking a photo from out of the camera to finished image is a whole process. Little fixes here, little fixes there. Especially in the case of this one, this photo was pretty good to start with. I didn't have to do a whole lot. Anyway, so thanks for following me on this ride. Again, I am Craig. I am the Fight Guy of FightGuy Photography. These are all my photos. This is all my work. Check out some of our other videos. There'll be a closing screen in just a moment. And maybe it'll be on this side. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys learned something today. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions for future videos, please drop them below. Give us a like and subscribe if you don't subscribe to us already. Huge shout out to our Patreon team. I'll have a closing card for them. You can join us on Patreon. You'll get a first look at videos like this and shoots as we do them. It's a great way to support artists. I know in this increasingly competitive world, we're all saying, hey, a little help would be wonderful. Thank you. In any event, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next video.